तो आप 7:20 में आपकी लाइव स्ट्रीम थी, तो ये हो गई क्यूरियोसिटी। अब आपको क्या करना है, बस आपको स्टार्ट स्ट्रीमिंग बटन पे क्लिक करना है और आप लाइव हो अपने चैनल पे। तो गाइस आई होप कि आपको सारी चीजें समझ में आ गई कि आप लोगों को कैसे होगी उसके सीन को ऐड करना है, कैसे सोर्सेस ऐड करना है और कैसे लाइव जाना है। वीडियो अच्छे से समझ में आई तो लाइक कर दो, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो सब्सक्राइब कर दो। मिरर कैसे करना है अपने एंड्रॉइड स्क्रीन को, तो अगर आपने अभी तक वीडियो नहीं देखी है तो इसकी जो लिंक है वो डिस्क्रिप्शन में दे दूंगा मैं, वहां पे क्लिक करके आपको वीडियो
है 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 okay, done. Okay, done. Okay, done. Okay, done. Now let's start with the programming. সো আজকে এমন একটা প্রোগ্রাম বানাবো যেটা হচ্ছে একটা অ্যারেকে শর্ট করবে, শর্ট করে বলে দিবে যে ওই অ্যারেটা আসলে কিভাবে সাজাতে হবে। অনেকটা হচ্ছে আমরা যে রিঅ্যারেঞ্জ করছি, রিঅ্যারেঞ্জে যেরকম 1 2 3 4 5 নম্বরে লেখা লাগে যে কোনটা আগে কোনটা পরে ইত্যাদি এরকম। এখন এটার জন্য for this problem I am going to use vector, because vectors are much more fun to work with because they are dynamic. Now let's start with this. So at first I need any array and I'll call it char. So integer char which will contain these values: 10, then 16, then 7, 14, 5, 3, 2, and lastly 9. Then I'll make the vector which will contain the pairs. The pairs will have the first value which states the value of the pair, and the second value contains the index of the pair, like this. The vector with the pair, the pair will contain two integers. Okay, done. And vector will be called v. Simple. Then we'll have to assign the values to the vectors. So at first we'll do this by this. Let's use a for loop with one variable. Then it needs to be the length of the array. So I will use the size of function. The size of array as a whole and divided by the size of air 0. And then it will integrate by 1 every time. Then I'll assign the value to the vector. So I can do this by v dot pushback, which is commonly used to assign values in a vector. And I'll push back I'll make a pair. Make pair. The first value will be air dot air I, which is the value, and the second value will be I, which is the index. Now that I have the vector, I'll sort it. And how will I sort it? By using the sort function. The sort function is very useful function in C++. All I have to do is use the v.bn. Then I'll use the v.end, and I'll use the my compare. Now this my compare is undefined. I'll have to define it. My compare is basically a customizable function which is used for the compare operation. So it will be a boolean function. It will have two values. First is the pair int comma int p1, and second is the pair. I'll just copy this real quick. Roll C P. Then I'll use this to return the boolean value if p1 dot first, which is the first element of p1, if it is less than p2 dot first. P1 dot first will be less than p2 by first. Okay, and now as the sorting is complete, I'll just have to look through it again. So I'll just copy this. So this will reassign the value according to its placement, and this will be the output. So this will be the placement, and this will be the output, and then I'll just assign it like this. So here p dot first, p of I first. So what will this do? This will just find the vth element. So as you can see, v has been sorted. So when I use this, the first v value will be is for the second. I need the second for the index. Second. So this will go to the index. Let's say the fifth index has the lowest value. So it will return 5. So the array 5 will now p2 into I, which is the index. And lastly, I just need to see out the array I, and uh, just create a gap. And lastly, see out handle. So this should work. Let's see. Okay, there is seems to be a bug. So p2 had not been defined. So run, and the vector here. So I have forgot a semicolon here. Run. This is such common mistake. I should have avoided it. Let's see. Then array size of r0. Warning: comparison of a integer element of different signed integer, long unsigned integer. So let's just make a function. Uh, let's just make a size variable to avoid this problem, equal to this. So this will be here, and it will give the size, and I'll just need to use it for this. So size, and size here. I'll need to use size here too. Now this should work. Let's see. Hmm, p dot sort. Hmm, sort. Hmm, sort. controls algorithm. Now let's run it. So 57326, and this is the answer. So I'm gonna save it. Rearrange the array and array and and give index. So how this works? So 0 first should be 3. So this is the 0 1 2 3 4 5 fifth element. So it is 5. So this indicates the fifth element should be first. The second lowest element should be the seventh element or the last element of the list. So it's 2, and then it's go once and one. So that's how it works. But I need to add 1, it seems. So this is mm, not accurate. There seems to be a problem. So seventh element, right? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Ninth is not. Oh, so 3 1 2 3. So first should be 2, then 3, then 5. Mm, mhm. Mm, mhm. So let's just end it there. Goodbye.